In the year 1816, the world experienced a year unlike any other, a year when summer never truly arrived. Crops failed, skies darkened, and famine spread across continents. People called it the year without a summer, and for centuries, it's been remembered as a bizarre climatic mystery. But behind the strange weather was a single catastrophic event: the eruption of Mount Tambora, a volcano on the remote Indonesian island of Sumbawa. When Tambora exploded in April 1815, it became the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded history. Its force was so great that it blasted more than 100 cubic kilometers of ash and rock into the atmosphere. Villages near the volcano were instantly obliterated, tens of thousands died in the immediate aftermath, and an even greater tragedy was set in motion, one that would circle the globe. The ash cloud from Tambora reached high into the stratosphere, where it spread across the planet, dimming sunlight and altering weather patterns for years. By the time 1816 arrived, the world was under the grip of what scientists now call a volcanic winter. Temperatures plummeted in both the northern and southern hemispheres. In Europe and North America, the cold was relentless. Frost struck in June, July, and August. Rivers and lakes froze in places where summer warmth should have reigned. Farmers planted crops only to watch them wither under ice and snow in midsummer. Livestock died in the fields, unable to find food. The effects were catastrophic. In New England, snow fell in June. In parts of Ireland, England, and France, heavy rains destroyed harvests. Grain shortages drove food prices to levels many could not afford. Starvation spread. Riots broke out in European cities as desperate citizens demanded bread. In Switzerland, famine was so severe that villagers boiled grass and weeds to survive. Asia was not spared. The monsoon season in India failed, leading to drought, famine, and a cholera outbreak that would claim millions of lives. What makes the year without a summer even more remarkable is how it rippled through human history in unexpected ways. With crops failing and food scarce, people migrated in search of better conditions. In the United States, many families abandoned New England, heading westward toward Ohio and beyond, reshaping the demographic map. In Europe, hunger and economic hardship fed political unrest, adding pressure to governments already struggling after the Napoleonic Wars. But even in the midst of this hardship, Tambora's eruption left behind some strange cultural footprints. In the summer of 1816, a group of young writers gathered at Lake Geneva in Switzerland, seeking refuge from the miserable weather. Among them were Lord Byron, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin, who would soon become Mary Shelley. Trapped indoors by the constant rain and cold, the group entertained themselves with ghost stories and writing challenges. It was during this dreary summer that Mary Shelley began crafting Frankenstein, a novel that would become, one of the most enduring works of Gothic literature. Without Tambora's eruption, perhaps the story of Dr. Frankenstein and his monster would never have been born. The skies of 1816 also inspired artistic innovation. The muted sunlight and those strange red-tinged sunsets caused by volcanic particles were captured in paintings by artists like J.M.W. Turner. His dreamlike, almost surreal landscapes may owe much of their atmosphere to Tambora's ash. In this way, a natural disaster halfway around the world subtly shaped the course of art and literature in Europe. For decades after the eruption, the scale of Tambora's influence remained largely unknown. People in Europe and America, they had no idea that their failing crops and strange weather were connected to a volcano thousands of miles away. It wasn't until modern climate science and geological research pieced together historical records that the true cause of the year without a summer was, at last, revealed. The eruption's estimated death toll, when including those who died from famine and disease, may have reached over 100,000, making it one of the deadliest volcanic events in history. The story of 1816 is more than just a tale of unusual weather. It's a reminder of how interconnected our planet is, how a single event in one corner of the world can send shockwaves across continents. It also challenges the way we think about history. Wars, politics, and inventions often dominate our historical narratives. But nature, has the power to shape human destiny just as profoundly. The year without a summer altered migration patterns, influenced political unrest, inspired art and literature, and left an indelible mark on global memory. Today, Mount Tambora still stands, a quiet silhouette against the Indonesian sky. Most people have never heard of it, and yet in 1815, it changed the course of history. As the ash settled and the world slowly warmed again, people rebuilt their lives, often unaware of what had caused their suffering. The year without a summer faded into folklore, its volcanic origin forgotten until science uncovered the truth. And in that truth lies a lesson. The greatest historical events are not always born in parliaments or battlefields. Sometimes they begin deep beneath the earth, in the quiet pressure of magma, just waiting for the moment to rewrite the world above.